All right. Welcome. Let me get this off the screen here. I always forget to do that lately. Welcome to another Friday night episode of Red Pill Run Alive. If there's a little bit of lag in the chat, put a 1. If you're not seeing any lag, put a 2. But I've got a feeling there's some lag, as I can see the computer is a bit spun up at the moment. Go figure. Now that I'm live. All day it was fine, but now it wants to misbehave. All right. I'll check the chat here. 1 if it's fine. 2 if it's fucked up. It's just your computer, he says. All right, good. At least it's good on that end because it is like 3 seconds behind on the other side. All right, cool. 2 if it's fucked up. 2 if it's fucked up. I'm seeing 2s. All right, well, Briggs Jr. with a 69. There you go. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what to do to fix it at the moment. I'll just move more slowly. There we go. I think it fixed itself. First, we got to get this out of the way. Let me see if I can put this on the screen here. It's a very special day today. I didn't know until about an hour ago. But yeah, it's true. They're celebrating my people today. So we'll talk about that for a minute. It is World Rhino Day 2023. New numbers and challenges. Let's see what this has to deal with. Get some rhinos here looking good, doing their thing. It's always good. Anyway, now newfound information released on World Rhino Day 2023 shows that global rhino numbers are up, having increased to approximately 27,000 by the end of 2022. That means we're all getting a groove on here. Notably, southern white rhino numbers have increased for the first time since 2012. The latest figures revealed an estimated 16,000 individuals across Africa. So that is great news. I'm glad that my people are finally being represented properly. And on that note, we'll move right along. But yes, it is in fact World Rhino Day. So that is fucking awesome. We do have a special guest tonight, and we're going to shoot the shit. This is going to be more of an opinion video. We do have some... we have some articles we could talk about later on. There is one thing before we add the guest. I want to get you guys all spun up and prepared for what we're talking about. Does it seem like your government is openly mocking you lately? Like they know the gig is up, so they just don't care and they're just laughing in your face? Well, if you haven't, forgotten, I sure haven't. A few months ago, there was unfortunately another school incident, and our commander-in-chief, not mine, maybe yours, definitely not mine, he decided it was a good idea to talk about his favorite ice cream flavor and totally not give a fuck about the loss of life. Yeah, that was a good time. Let me see if we can get that pulled up here. Should already be pulled up, but you know how things are here. Things like to freeze on me. Here we go. Let's try that again. And see if it works this time. This pisses me off every time I see it, but I want you to be spun up like I am because it's absolute bullshit. Here we go. This is, shit pants Biden.
And I ate these ice cream, chocolate chip. I came down because I heard there was chocolate chip ice cream. I have a whole refrigerator full upstairs. It's heartbreaking. Family's worst night.
Yeah. So he had to make sure to talk about ice cream, and it was a good time. Good time. Everybody sure loved that. Let's go ahead and get our first guest in this evening. We do have Brandon Trueblood with us. Let me get him on screen here if I can get things to work. It is being seriously sluggish tonight. Brandon, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great. Much better than the state of our society right now, but I'm doing great.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they are laughing at us because they don't fear us. They don't fear us.
Yeah. And to be honest, what reason do they have to fear us? I mean, they keep pulling off more and more insane, tyrannical stuff, and nobody does anything. We just sit there and go, okay, more tyranny for us then.
Yeah, that's right. Just recently the COVID came in. They killed, and this, the COVID-19 virus was paid for by the United States government. We paid for that damn disease. I don't know how it got out, whether it was intentional or not, but think what you will on that. But the United States government is responsible for that damn disease. They killed off grandma. They killed off grandpa. They shut the economy down around the world, and nobody did shit. Nobody.
Nope. You're
Nobody.
right. That's yeah, one of the things that grinds my gears. Again, sorry about any lag or any performance issues we're having on the stream tonight, but yeah, they we can talk about it for now until they start banning accounts for talking about it again, but we'll see how that goes. I'm sure that's coming. But we know that it was created in a lab now. We know the vaccines weren't effective. We know we have Fauci on camera admitting that, it's low, but it could cause myocarditis. Yeah, whatever, dude. We know that's a fact. We know that the mask didn't work. And now we know that the microplastics and contaminants in the masks are 5 times the safe amount. So every time they tell you to put on a mask, they're telling you to put on lung cancer directly on your face. But that's, again, they know that. We all know that. It's announced public information, and yet they continue doing this shit.
And, you wonder why they're doing it. What possible benefit they could have for killing off all these people? Well, they want to money launder. They are pumping your tax dollars directly into Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson to pay for these vaccines that don't work, that they're going around selling worldwide, and other countries are buying them and pumping them into their citizens. And everybody, had trust, but now the trust is gone. But they're still going to pull another one out of their ass coming up for the next election cycle.
Yeah, and that's some
crazy.
That's something else. Yeah, it's just in time. There's another most free and fair election ever coming up, and all of a sudden, children need to mask up again, and we probably need to have lockdowns again. Are you fucking kidding me? We went through 3 years of this shit, and I get it. The first time, people didn't really know. Eventually most people wised up. There's still people wearing masks to this day, which I don't understand. But most people wised up. And they really expect us to fall for this shit again. So it's unbelievable to me that here we are, 3 years into this, and now they're telling you they just make up these words, and they're not very creative either. A triple demic. Jesus Christ. Look, I've had the coof 2 times confirmed, probably 3 times because I think it got here before it was announced, but 2 times for sure. And I did not follow the recommended procedures of getting a poke and smoke. I actually went to a certain army grunt and took his advice. I may or may not have bought some materials from a farm store, if you catch my drift. And I may have used that, and it may have worked. And I still don't have any poke or smokes in me. I'm not going to. And if it costs me my job this time around, which I have a feeling it's going to, because I work around medical stuff, and they're probably going to tell me at some point, well, Grandma, you got to protect her again. So you're going to either, take the poke or you're going to be unemployed. Well, I guess that's what I'm going to be doing, is looking for a new job. Brandon, what is your thoughts about them trying to pull this again?
I'm amazed that they are not pulling something new out. I'm just glad it's not weaponized smallpox.
Right.
Something truly dangerous.
Yeah.
That the reason, I think that it's all about money laundering is because the disease itself is so benign. It's just a sort of little bit worse kind of a flu. So, they got everybody all spun up about it, did all of these measures. Lots of people made lots and lots and lots of money off of us. Your labor, my labor, that all went to pay for it. But that's, the COVID is just one aspect of it. They have everybody hooked into this idea of prosperity, consumerism. Buy a bunch of shit to make yourself comfortable. People have lost the ability to provide for themselves. And if you're dependent on others for your, livelihood, if you're dependent on others to put food in your belly, you're dependent on others. And who controls the means of production and the means of distribution? All that stuff, flows out in the United States on federally funded highways and federally regulated rail lines. Or if you want to get it quick, you put it across through federally regulated airlines. Everything is controlled.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make something, you got to please the government.
Yeah, when you were talking about consumerism and buying things, I mean, I'm a fucking collector, so I don't have much room to talk. But lately with inflation and the cost of gas and the cost of groceries, what they're not telling you on mainstream news, which I'm surprised, is that, quite frankly, most people are living on their credit cards, and the interest rates on those are 18 to 26%. They're saying that by October, most of these people that are using credit, they'll be out of credit. They'll have maxed out all of their line of credit, and they've got nothing left. Now, if you are feeding your family on credit cards and you're about to run out, what does that tell you about the state of our economy? And this isn't something that is normal, by the way. I mean, people use credit cards, but not to buy gas, not to buy groceries, not to live. And that's I don't remember the exact number of debt that this country is in. I'm sure one of the guys in the backstage we'll bring on shortly will have the answer to that. But we're at a place right now where it's not sustainable. This is something I keep seeing people saying over and over again. It is not sustainable. We, as a society, whether you're middle class or not, we're all feeling it. They're destroying the middle class completely. And they know they're doing it. They know what's going on. There was a vote just yesterday, or was it today? The interest rates have gone up again, and yet how is this supposed to work? I know this seems unrelated, but the automotive strike, that going on right now. If you own a car in this country, just understand that means your supply line is cut off. You need new tires, new brakes, new anything. Good fucking luck. As long as that strike's going on, you're fucked there too. And again, this is all intentional. Now you might go, well, workers were underpaid. They decided to strike. Yeah, but they're pushing people into a corner. That's the whole thing. They're pushing people to behave this way. They're pushing people into this insanity, and it's not getting any better. At some point, what is the breaking point here? Brandon, what are your thoughts on that?
It's really, all intertwined. We've had negative pressure on our wages, and they've remained stagnant or have gone down a little bit over the last 30 years. And at the same time, we've had tremendous amounts of inflation. When I bought my first house, I spent $32,000.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even buy a car for that now.
Nope, not at all.
No, I bought a little 1,100 square foot house on 2 acres of land for $32,000.
No shit. And what year approximately was this?
That was in 1996.
No shit. Yeah. Now, I think the average house in this country goes for this, and it sounded insane. The average home in this country is going for $400,000. Oh, and that's not land. That's if you're crammed in with a bunch of people around you. So it's just absolutely insane.
They've made it so that, you have to live paycheck by paycheck. And when you're living paycheck by paycheck, if you have an additional expense, where's the money coming from? You're not getting a raise. The only way to get a raise these days is to switch companies. A lot of people aren't hiring, for the good jobs. You can go out and flip burgers if you want, but you're not gonna make it on that kind of money. No. And the answer to your question earlier is how much debt do we have? It just passed $33 trillion. That's why our money is so valueless. We've been borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, and there's so many dollars floating around, they're worthless.
Right. Now, here's something I was curious about because I heard some information that back in like 1990, I don't know how long you've been doing this, but you're a trucker, and they suggested back in 1990, truckers were making, and we're not talking about accounting for inflation, we're talking about what they made. They used to make, some of them, upwards of $100,000 to do their job, and now truckers are making half of that. What are you hearing about that? I know you're in that industry, so you probably know it better than anybody.
Well, if you have some experience, you can go and work for one of the bigger companies like Walmart or something like that and make 100K as a company driver.
Mm-hmm.
In the 90s, if you were going to make 100K, you had to be an owner operator. Now,
Right.
an owner operator now makes about 250. Somebody
Okay.
just getting into the industry like I am, I've just recently gone past my first year,
Yeah.
makes about 60.
Okay. That's okay. That's sounding a little bit closer to what I was saying. Now, here's the other issue: the overregulation in the industry is pushing a lot of you guys out too, isn't it?
Oh, hell yeah. This whole thing that's going on in California, with they're getting rid of diesel trucks, and everybody's going to have to buy an electric truck, which costs about 4 times as much.
Yeah. Well,
Plus, you get paid by the hour. And if you go and you buy a truck, instead of taking 10 minutes to fill up, it now takes you an hour to fill up.
dear God.
There's not going, you're going to be sitting in line waiting to get a charge for 5-10 hours just to get to the charging station to wait your hour to fill up your truck with electricity.
Right. And then heaven forbid a truck like that has any kind of repair issue. It's not like the trucks you're running now where you can pull over at a truck stop and get something fixed. Now, I can only imagine what replacing a battery on one of those things would be, but everything's going to be computerized. So how the fuck would you work on something like that?
Everything's already computerized.
Yeah.
The electrical engines are not that hard to work on. They're probably, I think, a little easier to work on. The electric motors, anyways, are easier to work on than an internal combustion engine. But the batteries, that's a whole nother can of worms. I don't have an answer for you on that. If you've seen how devastating a fire in an electrical car is, the Tesla truck weighs 37,000 pounds, just the tractor.
No shit.
So, and I'd have to say that probably 20,000 of those pounds is a battery. You've got a 5,000 pound battery in the car. Imagine a battery 4 times as big, if not bigger, catching fire on an interstate.
Yeah.
You're going to burn a hole in the road.
Yeah, and then what's funny? Just with the cars alone, I'm sure you guys have seen the memes floating around on social media. You'll see these diesel generators charging these electric cars on the side of the road. Like, doesn't that defeat the purpose of your green friendly? Not to mention the lithium mines and the damage that does to the environment. But I digress. Our traditional fuel operated vehicles are more safe for the environment than the shit they're rolling out now. But this is lining someone's pocket as usual.
Well,
that's what's really going on.
It's most certainly lining somebody's pocket. And once again, who's making the money on this? Why has traditional manufacturing gotten pushed off to the side? Why is big oil getting pushed off to the side? Who's the new, who's the new power players? And everybody that's the new power player, the solar guys, the battery guys, all that, except for Musk, are a bunch of freaking communists. Everybody's left wing as hell. They've gone to these schools like Stanford and Oxford and the East Coast Ivy League stuff, and they all think they're smarter than you.
Yeah.
They all have access to, big time banking money, and their credit scores are being driven by the ESG, which is a organization run by the United Nations. We have lost, as a country, we have lost control of our own economy. Our economy is being run by bureaucrats in the UN that nobody here elected, and they're all a bunch of fucking commies. I was in the Navy during the Cold War. We fought to get rid of communism. We fought and we won, but they came and backdoored it in. It just makes me sick.
Yeah. Well, there's something else. This has been spinning me up. I've been seeing a lot of, and I know some of you guys are against this shit, and it's fine. Let the Chinese fucking invade my phone. I don't fucking care. I really don't. The government's doing far worse. Okay, our own government is doing far worse than a fucking phone app with fucking NPC girls dancing around on it. All right, but I have been seeing a lot of these border crossing videos, and something that really troubles me is, and it's been pointed out in some of these videos, where are the women? Where are the children? If you are fleeing other countries to be a refugee here, you take the women and children with you. But all I'm seeing, and it's been pointed out on several shows, Pops, probably yours, Brennan, but these are all fighting age men. And now I've seen videos today. New York is just fucking going to shit. But they've moved so many of these fucking illegals in that openly say they hate this country. Honest to God, maybe I should get a tinfoil hat like Jimmy wears on his show, but I see a replacement police force and a replacement army to enforce the unconstitutional laws this government wants to. Now, I know a lot of you say, well, illegal voters. I want you to think about that. A lot of our own countrymen aren't going to turn against their own people, but you get foreign adversaries that hate us to begin with and give them a paycheck and free hotel and board and food and all that. And you tell them all you got to do is turn on these people over here that you hate already. I mean, am I really that crazy? What are your thoughts, Brandon?
Oh, you're not crazy at all. Replacement theory is not a theory. And some of us have been preaching this since 1986 when Reagan made the mistake and signed the first amnesty bill that opened the floodgates to all this bullshit. It has been an ongoing thing. We are killing ourselves as a society. Feminism has convinced our young women they don't want to be mothers and that they need to be, subservient to the almighty dollar. Yeah. And it fueled their consumerism. And, now you can't hardly find a decent woman to get married to. In my opinion, it would be impossible to do so.
Right. Well, and that was done by design too. Just briefly interjecting. When you look at the people that founded feminism, some of them were pretty interesting characters, communists, radicals, racists. But a lot of it was cooked up again by big corporations. They realized back then, if they could pay the population half of what they're worth, but double their workforce and get tax breaks on it, it was a great idea. So let the women in the workforce. It was all a trap. You see some modern women, and I don't know if it's a grift or not. I look at a lot of the modern women and doing the whole traditional speeches, and I'm like, you're full of shit. You're only saying that because you're hitting the wall and you need a man. But what I have noticed is a lot of them are saying that this was a fucking trap. I don't want to spend my life working. This sucks. And whether they're being serious or whether it's a grift, either way, it's true. And they know it. But that's the thing. Like, generations now, I would say, feminism has been around for a while, but I would say the advent of birth control and the sexual revolution is where that was it. That's game over. It's just been a downhill spiral from there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. It depresses our wages. Again, everything is designed to keep our wages down. And it's bleeding the wealth out of the middle class, destroying the middle class. That wealth is being consolidated at the top. And, I'm sorry, but we're not going to have a revolution here until we have famine. Mm-hmm. And they've been really good about not letting that happen. Yeah. But we're getting to a point where that might happen. The infrastructure for producing the factory goy slop that everybody loves is falling apart. The infrastructure for transporting it is falling apart. And if we change...
There's something you said there when we were talking about that and eroding middle class, just to jump in there really quick. You'll note that corporations are saying out loud, this is part of them mocking you and laughing because they know it. Corporations are reporting record profits right now, yet people can't fill up their grocery cart for $200. It's like 5 bags now for $200. I just wanted to point that out. I'm going to jump back to you, Brandon.
Well, they might be having record profits, but they're having record profits in dollars that are virtually worthless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dollar has lost half of its value in the last 12 years.
Yeah.
Think about that. If you had a savings and you retired in 2010,
yeah,
your savings is worth half of what you had, even though the numbers might have gone up. You know, that's, you know, our wealth is just poof, going away. It's fiat currency. It's imaginary.
Yeah.
And they've rigged the game so that everybody's imagination sees that it's not worth anything. The emperor has no fucking clothes.
Yeah, it's interesting how, you know, somebody that was saying they were going to expose secret societies, they get a haircut, and then suddenly the gold standard is just, yeah, it's an emergency. We're just going to remove it. It'll be returned at some point. When did we return to the gold standard? I have yet to hear anything about that. And then during the coup, they printed what, half of our country's currency in those 2 years. It's just absolutely insane. So you're absolutely right. The value of the dollar has gone down. That's why you can't afford anything anymore. I certainly am feeling it. Look, and here's the thing. I by no means was struggling the last couple of years. I was doing okay. I worked hard to get where I am. I busted ass. I finally got a route that paid well. Now that route's worthless. I mean, I'm making what, you know, let's say 4 years ago would have been a decent wage. Now it's like, I'm not sure if I'm making a car payment this month. You know, it might be like that couple bucks short, but it's like, it's gotten so ridiculous. You see the bills go up. Insurance companies, for example, and I'm ranting about personal stuff, but it relates. You guys all are going through this shit. Insurance companies, for example, you file a claim for insurance and they want answers quick. They want to know what happened, where it happened. They want pictures. They want documents. They want everything. But then they'll wait months for you, or make you wait months to get your money back, right? But yet in the meantime, they're gouging you on prices, especially if you own a new vehicle. You know, and then registration in this country, the fees are astounding. I remember I used to pay like $68 for a fucking car. Now, and I'm not fucking kidding you, you take a newer car, you'll be paying $600 in registration fees. And then there are all the hidden fees and the roads that they never fix fees and the fucking state fees. And then we talk about taxes too. There's another one. You pay taxes, then you get taxed for what you buy. Then there's a property tax. Then there's a tax for that tax. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, by the time you're done, 56% estimated of your income goes to fucking taxes. More than half of what you earn goes to people that didn't do a goddamn thing to earn that money. And then they send that money to places that it doesn't fucking belong, that you didn't vote for. It's absolutely insane to me. And they know they're doing it. You know, the fee thing. And you're going to see a lot more of it as things get worse. They're going to tack on all these fees. Well, a fee should be voluntary. And if it's not voluntary, it's a tax. And you're just seeing more and more of these fucking fees. For example, a lot of these blue cities slapping up these toll roads. Nobody voted for them. But if you cross that double white line, there's a fee. You know, they set up these non-enforceable camera traps. That's a fucking fee. That's $200. Better pay up. By the way, throw those tickets in the trash. They're not enforceable. But that's the thing. They just try to get you for every fucking thing. And property tax, going back to that really quick, why the fuck is that a fucking thing? You bought the land. You put your house on it. You shouldn't be paying rent for your own goddamn home. It's fucking stupid.
And you paid sales tax to buy the damn thing in the first place.
No shit. Yeah.
You know, and then the biggest scam of all, you know, is the medical industry. Oh my God. Fuck. You talk about an industry that is set up primarily to suck the money out of you when you're at your most vulnerable. I just had some dentistry done. I went across the border into Mexico. I paid $145 to get a crown. Looks nice, doesn't it? Where is it? There it is.
Well, I did a
Can't
good
even
job
tell
at
it.
least.
You can't even tell from my natural tooth. $145. That same crown in the United States would cost me a deductible on my insurance, because I've got dental insurance, of $2,000. And then the insurance would turn around and pay the dentist an additional $3,000. So $5,000.
That's
Because I also
insane.
had teeth cleaning and they filled the cavity. $5 grand or $145? Who's getting fucked?
No
Huh?
shit.
Who's getting fucked?
Yeah. And then, talking about that, let's say in this country, and I'm an independent contractor, so health insurance, no. But even if you're an employee in this country, you dish out a whole shit ton to your insurance, and then you have to spend so much before it kicks in. So you have to spend up to $1,000 or some shit in some cases before you even get the benefits of the insurance you pay for, or more. But here's the thing. Let's say you can't afford the insurance, which most people can. And quite frankly, it's a fucking scam. You want to go to a doctor? That's $165 for them to even let you walk in the fucking door. For what? And that's only local. Like where I am, and this is a small town now. I moved down to the big fucking piece of shit city. It's $165 just for them to look at you. I don't mean look at you and examine you. I mean look at you. That's just a start, and there's companies out there. I'm not promoting anybody, but there's there's Good RX and shit like that to help some people out. But then the Medicaid thing too. So a lot of people are using Medicaid because they can't afford the insurance, and now that system's fucked up. There aren't many benefits left in this country that are going to be around for much longer. Social Security being one of them. That's probably going to be dried up by the time. Well, I'm not going to retire. Not my generation for sure. But yeah, it's like people can't afford to fucking get sick in this fucking country. And then on top of that, speaking of can't afford to get sick, with the way inflation's going, you can't afford a day off because you are surviving paycheck to paycheck. That's more than half the country doing that right now.
Well, I get around that by paying in cash and not borrowing any money. The borrower is the slave to the lender. And if you can get yourself in that type of a situation, you have a buffer against the system that's set up just to suck you dry. And it's everywhere you look, every aspect of your life, there's somebody looking to stick his hand in your pocket. Whether it's the government, whether it's these businesses, whether it's getting gas. Why is gasoline so expensive?
That is a good fucking
We're
question.
a net petroleum exporter. We don't have net petroleum refining capabilities that would satisfy our needs, but we can make more oil than we use. The reason we don't have the refinement capabilities anymore is because the government has shut down that local production.
Right.
We used to have it. We don't have it anymore.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that the current administration, I'm not saying that any of them are any good anymore, but the current administration announced even before they wound up in office and, totally got dementia and shit, but they announced they were totally against this industry. They let you know. They told you who voted for them. Who voted? Most free and fair election ever. Most popular president ever. Yeah, 85 million votes, my ass. Dude, really? Nobody voted for this. Nobody said, I want to be fucked up the ass with no lube and I want higher gas prices. That's what I want. Sounds like a good time. Nobody asked for this shit.
No.
And that's again, they're openly fucking mocking you. They know what they're doing and they're laughing at you the whole way.
Well, even Trump, he let us get fucked too. That whole thing with the COVID.
Yeah.
He's the one that did that. He's the one that had the response to that. And don't let him back out of it.
Yeah. Well, they tried to, somebody did an interview with him lately and they tried to call him on it. And he kind of sidestepped it. I'm like, dude, you fast tracked the vaccine and now you're going to tell us
so we couldn't sue them.
Yeah. And now it's like, I didn't hate Fauci. Like, Dude, Fauci for prison. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That dude's a piece of shit.
Fauci for a firing squad.
To say the least, yeah.
Literally, it's genocide.
Yeah. And they're still trying to do it. They're going to do it again. They're starting to do the mandates again. And again, like, here's the thing. You're watching this show right now. And, you might agree with the views of this channel. I see numbers are pretty steady, so you guys seem to agree. I can tell when they go down, you guys are like, nah, fuck this. So we're on target. But here's the thing. What I need you to understand is it's not enough to just agree with this show. I need you to tell your friends, to tell your family members, to spread the message, to tell them to tell their friends, to spread the message. When I say do not comply, say no, I said that on a Wednesday episode I did a couple weeks ago, I mean it. You need to get your friends and family on the same page. And don't let them pull this cop-out shit, well, I don't want to lose my job. Then you're working for the wrong fucking company. If they're going to force a clot shot down your throat, it might kill you, and you're afraid of losing your job, I'd be more afraid of losing my life. We got to get on the same page here. We can't go back to this, blindly following orders shit. I'm serious. Look at what it did the last 3 years. You think there's no effect to our society based on what they did to us the last 3 years? The children that were raised, the crucial years of their lives, elementary school kids that don't understand communication properly because they were wearing a mask. They don't understand micro expressions. They don't understand nonverbal communication. Like, it screwed them up. Not to mention the mental fucking shit they put these kids through. You could see these fucking kids crying, screaming, trying to pull these masks off their faces because the kids know what's up. This doesn't belong on my fucking face. But yet they force these kids. They practically call it what it is, but that looked like child abuse, some of these fucking teachers. All right? We've got to get people on the same page. I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. I don't care if they're a fucking blue-haired fucktard feminist. You've got to convince these people the government is against them and get them to stop complying with stupidity. Now, I know some people are beyond fucking help, and I get that. There's certain people that have reached out to me, their family, their friends, they're not fucking listening. Some people are lost. I get that. But for everybody that's lost, there's somebody that will listen. Wake them the fuck up. They see the world around them crumbling as it is. I mean, I can go into any building to talk to anybody with any job right now and say, hey, man, how are you doing? Are you feeling the pressure at the grocery store? Are you feeling the gas price? Is it affecting you? Is it stressing you out? Everybody says yes. So start with that talking point and then say, hey, you know what? The reason this is happening is because we keep allowing it to happen. Start telling people out there to say no. They can't enforce this bullshit if nobody goes with the program,
Yep. And remember, every one of these vaccines they're pushing these days was made using human embryonic stem cells. Murdered babies were used to make these damn vaccines. That's why I didn't take it. I didn't know anything about the science at the time, about what it's going to do with your blood clots and all that kind of stuff. They're using babies, murdered babies, to make these vaccines. They grow the vaccine. Which I shouldn't even call it a vaccine. It's not a vaccine. It doesn't prevent you from getting sick. It doesn't prevent the spread. All it does is lessen the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
And they're using murdered babies to do it.
And I wouldn't even say it lessens the symptoms. I don't even think it lessens the symptoms. I mean, it's creating new symptoms. This is probably going to get me a strike on here, especially going into election season. And I am looking at Rumble right now. I do not see any chats, which is odd, and also a very low viewer count. That concerns me. That's not normal. Normally, Rumble is the highest viewed of all three. So I don't know what's going on there. No idea. If anybody knows, please let me know. Because usually there's some comments, and there's like 40 to 50 of you viewing at this time. Sometimes more, and now we've got like 3 over there. So that is a little strange. MGTOW's expectedly slow. Nothing in the chat there. MGTOW.tv is usually slow. It just is what it is. Most people are on Rumble and YouTube. I want to get this covered really quick, have a super chat from Alex Patino for $5 here. Put it on screen. I hate driving in California because it's 55 miles an hour for big trucks. First year I drove for TMC and I made $47K. I make better now, but that's OTR. So yeah, California is just.
Oh yeah.
If it just fell off the
California's
fucking
awful.
map, man, it would
Yeah,
be
55 mile
it'd
an
be
hour, especially if you got a north-south run in California. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
If I have to go to California, I'm in and out. I try and go east-west. But OTR is the way you want to go if you want to make money. You're not going to make it as a local driver in Cali.
Right.
And everything's so expensive in Cali. If imagine trying to live even as a single man on $47,000 when you have to pay $3,000 a month in rent. God, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You'd have to live with 5 other guys.
What the hell's going on? Okay, well, I know what the problem is. We are broadcasting. That's some fuckery. I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys watching. Sorry about that. I'm seeing in the chat that there is no broadcast on Rumble, even though I can see it on my screen right now. That's fucking weird. So here is the link to the stream that should be running right now. That's really fucking bizarre. I don't know. And I don't know how to fix that either. Let me try something. Tell you what, we are at about the hour mark, and it is going to auto-upload to Rumble if it doesn't work here. But I'm going to try a trick. We're going to play a Jeffrey Paul tune, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll add the panel to the show. We do have an eager group back there that's probably champing. I found that out from Crowder, champing at the bit to talk about this fuckery. But I need to figure something out here, so we're going to do a Jeffrey Paul jam, and I'm going to figure out why the fuck Rumble is not working. Stand by for just a minute. We will be right back. transfer over now to Rumble. We are broadcasting live on Rumble now, finally. All right, we are back. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, if you click the link on YouTube, it took you to the live show, which is now canned. That's okay. Not to worry. Everything that is recorded on YouTube before we get a strike on YouTube for talking about what we're talking about, it will be uploaded to Rumble automatically. So at least the full episode will be there, the first half and the second half. But for whatever reason, it wasn't working for you guys unless you had the exact link, which makes no sense. It should have just shown you that I was streaming. I did fix it during the break. It looks like we are live now. Let me check the numbers. Yep, 18 watching now. Those numbers have been trickling up, so looks like you guys are finding it over there now. Don't ask me what's going on. I set the stream up the same way I always do. Maybe it's the topic. I don't know. I would say user error, but I do this every week, and I've been doing it for about a year now, and just now it doesn't work. It's very strange. Anyway, let's get Brandon back in here. We are back.
All right. I got a couple more things I want to cover before we bring the panel in.
Yes, sir.
First is the packaging for our food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the plastics that we're using are poisoning us. They're changing our endocrine systems. You know, it's not just messing with our testosterone, it's messing with the women's as well. It's, you know, you don't mess around with the endocrine system. And the packaging, not the actual food that we're eating, which is awful because it's GMO, but the real danger is in the packaging itself. People heat stuff up in this plastic, you know, it freaking cooks into their food, and then they put it in their bodies. And the worst part is when they do it to the children as they're growing up. You can't get an old, you know, milk bottle anymore where it was glass with a rubber, you know, a latex rubber that came from a fucking tree nipple on it anymore. Everything is all, you know, is made out of these horrible plastics. You have these little plastic, these little baggy inserts that go in there. Big time freaking estrogen inducing plastic. I can't remember the name. I wish I had Hemi here. He knows all this stuff. That's one thing.
I know what you're referring to, but I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. But yeah, not just the plastics. They're doing it with everything. Oh, I just found this out today. Just today. They have been talking about genetically engineering meat, right? Basically, what they do is they take cells from a fish, and then they grow that into a goo, and then they make that into a paste, and then they 3D print that paste into something. Well, now the fish in your supermarket might be made from a fish. It never swam in the ocean. It never was born. It doesn't exist other than it being from a stem cell that got turned into toothpaste goo that was 3D printed into the shape and texture of a fish. But it's not a fish. It's salmon. Keep an eye on that. Look at your labels carefully. I'm not sure what it's going to say or what it's going to not say, But yeah, apparently fish now is hitting the shelves, and it's not legitimate fish, which is pretty fucked up. But it's not just that. And this is Blade Runner level shit. Trueblood, jump in there. Sorry.
I was just going to say salmon, artificial crab, and tilapia are the ones I know that they're already doing that with.
Pretty fucked up. But then there's other things too. And again, we talk about birth control. That is in our water. Women on birth control are obviously using the restroom. That is going into our water supply, and it isn't eliminated by treatment plants. So when you're drinking water, tap water, you're drinking estrogen as well. And here's the thing. You think you're safe because you bought bottled water. There are 2 companies, and I need to go back and figure out what those are. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there were only 2 companies out of every brand of bottled water that were actually safe. That's it. Most of your bottled water is just fancy tap water with a label that you pay double for. That's all it is. Here, we have a chat that just popped up. Alex Patino again for $5. Let's put him up on screen here. Read the following: Estrogeneration, How Estrogenics Are Making You Fat, Sick, and Infertile by Anthony G. J. So if you guys are into books and you want to check that out, he recommends that. I might actually see if I can find that. But you know, it's not just the estrogen. It's not just the fake fish. It's not just the microplastics. And BPA is one of the chemicals. But there, I don't know. There was something else. I think it started with a P. But BPA is the stuff that's seeping into your food. But there's other stuff, and I've mentioned this on the channel, and I told you guys I was going to be heavier on talking about it going forward because I want you guys to be healthy. A lot of this red pill thing. You know, and it's gotten so off topic. You know, you watch some of these channels out there, and it's just PUA garbage. Part of the red pill thing and the MGTOW thing is to be the best version of yourself you can be, and that means being healthy. The problem is the American diet that you were sold as healthy. As a matter of fact, if you go to the diabetes website, their guidance for diet right now would make your diabetes worse. They'll recommend shit, and they're starting to turn around a little bit, but they're recommending things like the Mediterranean diet, which is high in fruit, which is sucrose and fructose that is going to break down in your body, raise your glucose level, increase your insulin resistance, and cause problems. And then bread is still okay. Pasta is still okay. I mean, if you look at the grocery store, and I'm saying they're not okay, by the way, your grocery store, the edges are safe. That's your deli. That's your cheeses and your heavy creams and all that stuff. Your meat, your vegetables. That entire 80% of the middle of the grocery store, for the most part, is poison. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you right now, 1 in 3 people in this country is pre-diabetic. 80% of this country is over fucking weight or obese, and because of diet, they're intentionally trying to keep you fat, dumb, and lazy, so that you can't fight if you need to. They're killing you off by design. Now, again, I don't promote anything in particular. I'm not sponsored. And quite frankly, if I was, I'd probably promote them anyway. But, you know, I recommend the keto diet. I really do. You can get a Keto Mojo for like $50, track your levels, and make sure your glucose is good. Because like I said, 1 in 3 people in this country is pre-diabetic and doesn't even know it. The reason I know this is because I found out through a health scare that I was fucking up. I stopped eating breads. I stopped eating pastas. I stay away from, sugar as much as possible. For example, this is what I'm drinking tonight. Pure leaf, no sugar. I know major corporation made this. There's no sugar in it. Drinking some tea, but you got to get away from this shit. You know, another thing that's raising estrogen levels in men, I hate to say this because you guys are not going to like to hear it, is fucking alcohol. You guys are drinking beer or anything, really. Alcohol isn't good for you either. Again, ask me how I know. I wound up doing a CT scan because of fucking beer and the American diet. So there you go. I'm my own guinea pig. I'm trying to get my health in check, but I want you guys to be healthy too. Get away from that 80% in the middle of the grocery store. I know it seems more expensive, and yes, you do have to cook at home. That's the thing. You can't go to fast food joints. You can't go to restaurants. You're going to need to do this at home. Get yourself some steaks, some pork, some chicken, whatever it is, fresh produce. Get away from the garbage. Really, you're not doing yourself any favors. And a lot of you, I know there's things about this life you still enjoy, and you might as well be here for the long run to enjoy it rather than letting them kill you off, because that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and I, as you know, the mascot of my channel, which is much more noble than a rhino, is the pig, and we would like you to eat as many of our delicious brothers as possible: bacon, sausage, pork chops, ribs, pulled pork. It's all good for you. I don't know if it's good for you, but portion size. That was my big thing. I had a really physical job until about 1996, 1998, something like that. I can't remember exactly when it was that I stopped doing the lineman job. But before that, I was in the military. Before that, I was a farmer. And I ate a lot of food because I burned a lot of calories. Right. Well, I never stopped eating a lot of food. And when COVID hit and I stopped even really exercising, I went from 250 to 350 in a year just by eating this crap. So portion size. You might feel hungry the first 6 months or so, but after you get used to eating less, it's not going to kill you. And if you're like me, you've got lots of reserves, built up.
Yeah. I wanted to point something out from the Rumble stream as well. I see one of your chats there. I think we're still having issues with Rumble not showing for some of you. I don't know what's going on there. I've tried fixing it. I have no clue what's going on. But yes, this is true as well. This is Vitlaus. Too much protein turns into sugar in your body. You can only handle about 25 grams an hour. So that is something, well-balanced diet. Don't you be cramming a bunch of hot dogs down your throat. Yeah, you got to have your vegetables too, and don't overdo it on the protein And like I said, I've been doing the guinea pig thing. I've been tracking this for about 2.5 months now, I think. I was doing really good. I was in ketosis about every fucking day. And then I decided I'm going to fuck around and find out, drank a few beers, knocked myself out for about 2 weeks, and I ate some stuff maybe I shouldn't have been eating, and then I was eating a little bit more protein than I should have been eating, not enough vegetables. I can tell you, if you guys ever need to ask me questions about that, redpillrhino@hotmail.com. I can tell you everything about the ketogenic diet at this point. I'm my own test dummy, and it's been fun. If you fuck up, there's consequences, and they suck. But yeah, Trueblood, were there any other topics you want to discuss before we bring in a panel? Because I know you had a few things on your mind there.
I think the boys have been backstage very patiently waiting for an hour.
All right. Then I suppose we'll let them in. I'm considering leaving the dad joke of the hour backstage, but we'll see. Let's introduce the panel, though. We've got Crusader Nate with us tonight.
What's going on, guys?
Not a whole lot, just ranting and raving.
Oh, so it's Friday again, huh?
Yes, another Friday night. Yep.
Yeah, gotta love it.
How are you doing, man?
Do you really have to ask that question, or do you know the answer?
No. Live in the fucking dream.
That's right.
Never mind.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, on that note, speaking of fucking nightmares, let's welcome Ron Jeremy to the stream. How do you know? How did he know?
Well, you said speaking of nightmares.
Yes.
That's all I got to say to you, sir. Go fuck yourself.
Well,
by the way, how was that furious masturbation session before the show started?
It was good.
Was that good?
It's good. It's
it's
cardio.
Now?
They said it was cardio. It's true, right? Yeah. It is cardio. All right.
Yeah. You didn't shoot yourself in the eye, did you?
Well, I cannot confirm nor deny. On that note,
maybe
let's
later.
bring in the oh, you know what? We got to do something. I'm not going to forget this time, Riggs. I promised Riggs every time we have MGTOW Outlaw on the show, before he can even get a word in.
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy. Damn.
No.
That is a thick boy.
Welcome to the show, Outlaw.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Here, I'll accommodate. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Decent.
There we go. To fit
There
the
it
mood.
is. We'll full screen that. You guys have been listening to all this fucking rage-inducing shit for an hour. Take a break, put your feet up, and enjoy looking at this outlaw squirrel. It's quite gorgeous.
This was by request, so yeah, sure.
What is that, an acorn there?
I'm gonna say yes.
Well,
He's
it ain't your
got an
mom,
acorn.
that's for sure.
Looks like a Colt, maybe revolver there.
That's a long Colt, yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. That is one
Squirrel
outlaw
holding his
squirrel
nuts.
for sure. Indeed. All right. We also have Sean St. George with us tonight. How are you doing, sir?
Good.
Doing all right. Same as outlaw Nate, living the dream.
I think that's all of
It's
us recently.
infectious.
Yeah.
It is.
It's catching on. And then finally, if he can keep the dad jokes to a minimum, if not at all, that would be fantastic. Welcome, MGTOW Mando, the corniest motherfucker on the internet. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fine, and I may be the corniest, but Outlaw's the nuttiest.
Here it is.
God damn it. Fucking dad joke right
No,
there.
no, no,
that-
no, no, no.
On that note,
That's why
have a
you,
good night.
you never.
I thought Jimmy
you
was
don't?
the corniest.
He's back. It's fine. Jimmy's only the corniest because of what he drags into fields. So, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're still breathing sometimes.
Oh,
Dear God.
Oh God.
that's dark.
Ooh.
Listen.
Yep.
Listen, there was a stream we did a few months ago. Don't remember, don't ask. But we had Jimmy, the real Jimmy, please stand up. And it was because Jackal had a Jimmy and somebody else had a Jimmy on the screen. It was just a screen full of Jimmys. And I said, well, the real Jimmy, please stand up. And he did. And the Chinese curtain, like we used to have, and Bing Bong
fell
Billy
over,
has, it fell over. And what you saw was this casting couch that had questionable items on it. And then there was the Dahmer fridge on the other side. so it makes you wonder what happens out in those cornfields in Nebraska. It really makes you wonder.
And you guys call me Ron Jeremy, so fuck off.
Mhm.
Wow.
Well,
Hey,
I mean,
were you watching the stream that I broke Jimmy when it came to that fridge?
no, I don't know if I was.
We were talking about something or other, and I just asked him, honest question, did Dahmer's last girlfriend have an axe wound? Only asking for a friend.
Oh, God.
No shit, some sausage.
Jimmy actually went silent for a good 2 minutes on that one.
Good God. All right, panel, I have a question for you guys since you were patiently waiting in the back and I am getting mixed information from the chats tonight. Do you or do you not see a live stream on Rumble right now?
Not when you go to the opening page.
That is strange. If you go to my channel, are you at least seeing it?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm
If
not
you
seeing
fo-
it either. I just refreshed.
If you follow the link to it directly, you can find it, but if you're just going there the normal way, it ain't there.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
and
don't-
for those
don't
of you
use
that
Rumble
are
for
watching
these.
on Rumble, I do want to let you know that is not a backup channel. Rumble does not let you change your original username, and that was before I was doing a show. I was just watching shows. So when you see my logo, but it has something to do with a wolf, yes, that is me back there. I can't change that name, unfortunately, so it is what it is. But if you see the Rhino logo on Rumble, it is me. I can guarantee you that. All right, panel, floor is open. If you guys have any rants or anything you want to carry on about, really quick before we do that, let me get this on the screen though. Alex Patino over on YouTube for $10. A few weeks ago, I read that Bill Gates bought $91 million worth of stock on Budweiser, and he is a big proponent of wanting to shove soy up your asses. He might by altering the beer recipe. Interesting.
Well, he's also notorious for shorting.
Mhm.
So maybe that's what he's doing.
I
Could
do want
be.
to ask you a question, Rhino, about what you
Yes?
opened with. You talked about the white rhinos. Are you going to talk about the black rhinos you Isophobic it?
Yeah. 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 What
Listen.
the fuck, dude?
I have no hate for rhinos of any color. I like them black. I like them white. I like them red. So it's fine. All rhinos are fine. I forgot to include them in this conversation. That is my fault. It will not happen again.
You aren't coming up on Rhino. I mean, you aren't coming up on Rumble. Nope,
That is
that's what
very
you get.
strange. I wonder what they're doing over there and why that would be happening.
Furious masturbation session. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm
Featuring
doing
Ron
it the same
Jeremy.
way. Well, not the masturbation session. I'm doing the Rumble the same way
That comes later.
that I've done it for a year. And after
God,
Rumble
no,
not
not
working
the after
tonight,
party.
after Rumble not working tonight, there may be some furious masturbation. I'm just saying.
Well, just as long as you don't turn into a master debater.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Dad joke extraordinaire over here. Anyway, panel back.
That was actually a
What
pop
the
joke.
I think you're getting slammed. I think Rumble's fucked you. Because I unfollowed you and tried to refollow you. You're getting hosed right now.
Why would this channel be getting
Interesting.
hosed?
Okay.
I thought Rumble wasn't
Huh.
supposed to do that kind of nonsense.
Well, maybe they're having database problems.
Let's hope this is a server issue. I'm going to assume that's so because they didn't get rid of Russell Brand, and
Nope.
I'm not of any importance on Rumble, I'll be honest. So if they're canning me, but not Russell Brand, that'd be very weird. And the Fed boys are probably on their way if that's the case. So we shall see. Find out
Maybe
next
it's something
week
to do with your
on
branding.
Red Pill Rhino. What's that?
Maybe it's something to do with your branding.
I doubt it. Rumble actually made a statement, and then we're going to get into you guys and your opinions, thoughts, and feelings. Rumble made a statement regarding Russell Brand that they were pressured by the UK government to take him down, remove him from Rumble, and they said, we're not going to do that. We value free speech. We don't agree with everybody on our platform. We don't even like the opinions of some people on our platform, but we're not going to ban free speech on our platform. So we're going to hope that what is going on here is growing pains on Rumble. It wouldn't be the first time. But if you don't hear from me next week, Red Pill Rhino would never kill himself. Just saying. Okay? Now you know. All right. Let's move on. Panel, what are your thoughts about the government openly laughing in your fucking face? How do you feel?
Fuck them.
It just surprises me it's taken this long for it to happen.
Yeah.
They've been doing that to the people in the military for at least the last 20 years, if not
50.
longer.
50.
Hang on.
Hey, Blaze,
Got
how
some
you doing,
technical
buddy?
difficulties going on back there.
Yeah, the second I
I've,
try to say something, he overpowers it, and he's like 25 meters away in another room with the door closed between us. Children.
The boy's got some lungs, man.
Indeed.
Well,
All right.
hey, Sean, just be glad this stream wasn't going on earlier, because my cat would still be yelling at me for having to give her a bath.
So you had wet pussy in the house.
Yeah, for the first time, for one of the very few times ever. And no, she wasn't washed in the sink.
Okay.
Did you put her in a
Pill,
bucket?
Nope.
Ghost Pill, if you could confirm a little bit more on that, if that's an assumption, that's fine. But if you know something that I don't, maybe a DDoS attack or something, please fill us in because I am curious. Are you seeing something?
I'm looking into what I'm tracking it right now.
Okay. It could be a
trying to find
DDoS thing. That's possible.
Well, that would definitely fuck with the searching and all that shit.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind. This is a platform that just said no to big government. They just said fuck off. We're not getting getting rid of Russell Brand. And Russell Brand in the last few weeks was exposing people left and right. So they don't like that shit. When they say this guy has to go, that guy has to go. Do you remember, and panel, really jump in. I do want to hear your opinions tonight. But before we do you remember the Alex Jones situation a few years ago in which he disappeared off of everything the same night? It's not a coincidence. When these people say you're done, every platform is expected to comply. That's just the bottom line. So the fact that Rumble is not cooperating, that this might very well be somebody fucking around and finding out, which what Rumble said and did is completely admirable. I have no problem with that. I agree with him 100%. It's nice to see somebody with a fucking spine. Don't know if they'll always be that way, but for now, they're being that way. But if this is a DDoS attack, I wouldn't be surprised if it was coming from the Fed boys themselves, but that's just my opinion.
I don't think it would be the Fed boys in this case. I think it would be the MI5s.
Okay. Let's see. Looking at the chats here really quick.
You mean that non-existent group?
No, that MI5 is the British equivalent of our FBI.
Right.
Allegedly.
MI6 is CIA, and happy horse shit.
Only difference is MI6 is somewhat competent.
There you go.
As long as I'm in a James Bond film.
On that note,
I did say semi-competent.
Listen, we've been very serious tonight. He's got it on the screen. What does he got on the screen here? We can see something on the phone.
Yeah.
Under attack. I see under attack. That's about all I can see.
And I see a play button.
That's from Rumble itself.
Okay.
Rumble's saying they're under attack. Okay.
Yeah. There's a software contractor out of Florida who did some coding for them the past couple of months, and his computer's gotten hacked, and they got some of the background information and things, and they're actively right now trying to shut it down and stop the hack. That's what I'm seeing right now.
What a bunch of fuckers. Well, all right. So it's not our fault. That's good news. Nope. And I apologize. Again, it's not our fault, but I do apologize if you're trying to watch on Rumble and it's fucking around with you. I guess if you follow the direct link that I posted in YouTube, which maybe I'll post again so you guys can see it. Either way, I did everything I could on my end. I even shit-canned the original link.
I would suggest folks who are trying to watch on Rumble.
Hang on a second. I even shit-canned the original link and uploaded a new link to get it to work. So I will send you the direct link in the comments again if you would rather watch on Rumble. But all right, Amanda, what were you saying there?
I was going to say I would suggest if Rumble is currently under attack, migrating over to MGTOW instead. And it'll destabilize a little bit, but at least they're not under an active attack so far as we know.
That is true. There is the... Hang on here. There is the MGTOW chat. So disregard the first link I put in there. I think that's a broken link anyway. The MGTOW chat posted in YouTube now. If you don't want to watch on YouTube, because who knows, one of these days... God damn it, I'm fucking up here. One of these days, we are going to get shit on YouTube. I can feel that coming. This channel already has to do manual review on every video before they monetize it. Do you know how many videos on here get monetized? Let's even say I didn't cuss, which is rare for me, but even if I didn't, I would say about 10% of the videos for the entire year are monetized right now. Everything else is not suitable for all advertisers. So there you go. And that's after manual review.
I blame Crusader. It's his fault.
No, it's not his fault. You know what? We've been far too serious this first half, so we're gonna take just a moment to not be so serious. Stand by.
Bitches born in the 90s that's under 25 can't cook, can't clean. They don't want to work nothing. Niggas that's 31 and over get in relationships with them and wonder why shit ain't working. That's because all young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck dick, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they pussy in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
Sad thing is, whoever it is that made that deepfake isn't wrong.
I love it.
That was
spot on. It's great.
I'm guessing the captain sent that to you.
That's great.
No, I actually went out of my way to find that. I like that one a lot.
That's a good one.
Watch they pussy.
All right, Rhino.
I can understand why.
To keep
Crusader,
the
go ahead.
sentiment going. To keep the sentiment going. When you said, how does it feel to have the government laughing in our faces? All I got to say, it's about time they start laughing back. I've been laughing at them for decades.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. You know,
and they have been the butt of most of my jokes.
You know what's interesting? Do you guys, not to be so fucking cliche, but do any of you on the panel remember the very first time you were, let's say, awakened from the Matrix, or you took a red pill? It doesn't have to be a relationship red pill. Fuck that. Just the red pill, right? Do you remember the shock to your system that was? And if you do, panel members, can you describe that? Because that's something I remember. Just briefly, I'll tell you mine. And this was like right after high school. So this is right after 9/11. Everything was coming out, like the documentaries, the Alex Jones stuff, Bohemian Grove, all those documentaries he was releasing. And I started watching this shit. And at the time, you got your buddies and you fucking, close the blinds and you put on the documentaries because everybody thought you were fucking crazy if you talked about anything other than the narrative on the TV, right? You couldn't talk about anything being an inside job. Otherwise, you were a fucking piece of shit, right? I remember those times. But when I started discovering the truth about society, about corrupt government, about false flag attacks and shit like that, it was a shock, like the same kind of shock that I felt, and I'm maybe a little bit different, but very similar to the shock that when a truck fell on my leg. That's a true story, by the way. At first it's like, and then you go, oh, fuck. And then you realize, man, that's a bad situation. But it's that initial shock where you're just like, oh, everything I thought I believed is bullshit, huh? And you don't know what to do with that at first. And that for me lasted like, I'm not fucking kidding, lasted a couple weeks where I just did not compute. I felt like my brain cracked or broke or something. And then I was like, all right, this is starting to make sense. But initially figuring out that everything that I was told for the first, I don't know, probably 20 years of my life was a lie really fucked me up. Panel, anybody wants to jump in? When you came to the truth, maybe it was relationships, maybe it was government, whatever it is, how was that for you?
I was in the Navy, and we had I was in with the USS Carl Vinson battle group in Westpac 94, or was it? No, it was 96, because it was an election year, and we had an opportunity to attack what they were claiming on the news was a poison gas factory, but I got to see the pictures of the analysis of the attack. It was a baby food factory. Mm-hmm. You look at a chemical factory, there's all kinds of pipes and shit going everywhere. You look at a food factory, you've got big hoppers with a few pipes going places, Mm-hmm. And there's a big difference. You can tell the difference from the air. And it turned out later that they had a choice between attacking Osama bin Laden and attacking this baby food factory. We launched like 20 fucking cruise missiles at this thing. It was not, for a baby food factory. And at the time, I understood this was bullshit. It was to get Bill Clinton reelected.
No shit.
Yeah. And I got overheard in the hallway talking to one of my friends about what I'd seen. And of course, it was classified. And I was almost charged with sedition. So Warrant Officer Nance, fuck you, you motherfucker. I was right. Eat shit and die.
God damn. I would say that is definitely a red pill fucking moment. That's fucked up, man. That's pretty fucked up.
Here's one for you guys that actually is a little bit earlier. I got red pilled on the medical industrial complex when I was in 5th grade. For 2 years prior to this, I was seeing this idiot bitch of a doctor, sorry about the language, who wanted me to be on Ritalin. about 150 milligrams twice daily.
Yeah.
Christ.
For allegedly having ADHD. I was 10 years old when they diagnosed that nonsense. That shit turned me into a bloody robot. And my mom knowing that I did not want to be on that garbage, and knowing that it was screwing with me trying to interact with my peers, was like, no, you're not going on it again when you go into 6th grade. And hang on. If this cunt is still alive, I'm going to go ahead and use the name, Dr. Bussman. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. It's interesting. And I went, you talk to your parents and you try to find out more about your childhood, because when you're in it, you're not really thinking about it, right? And apparently I popped out of the womb a pain in the ass. Like, I've always been a defiant, motherfucker that didn't listen to authority. That's what my mom told me. She's like, the second you learned how to talk, it was game over. But they did the same.
You're a pain in our ass.
I am. I'm a pain in everybody's ass. But here's the thing.
Wait.
They did the same.
There was a moment where you didn't talk?
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, they tried to do the same. Get my fucking point in here. I'm gonna fucking mute y'all. Anyway, they did the same thing to me. I was kind of a troublemaker, right? But I was a fucking boy. What the fuck? I'm supposed to fucking have fun. I'm supposed to be rowdy and fucking rambunctious. They wanted a bunch. What they want is a bunch of fucking, women in the classroom, girls, whatever. They want to eliminate boy behavior from the classrooms. All right. Anyway. So I was a little fucking piece of shit, not gonna lie, but they did the same thing. They took me into the psychologist's office and they thought there was something fucking wrong with me, and they tried the Ritalin thing on me, which kind of backfired on them, because when I tried that shit, I started drawing and not paying attention in class, and I got pretty good, but when you're on legalized meth, that drawing shit, right? Anyway, I said fuck this, because I didn't feel right. I still didn't feel like myself. It did allow me to, get my creativity out. So that was cool, because I mean, fuck, I learned how to paint and sculpt and do all sorts of shit. But whatever. Fuck Ritalin. It's fucked. It's legalized meth. All right. Now here's the thing. I finally said, hang on a second. I finally said, you know what? You can keep going to the doctor and getting these prescriptions refilled, but I'm going to keep flushing them down the toilet. So my mom learned really quick, like that's done. I'm not, again, I defied shit my whole life. I'm like, I'm not feeling this. This ain't right. I shouldn't be on meds. I'm a normal fucking human being. Fuck this. I'm flushing him down the toilet. I did it right in front of her one time. I'm like, there you go. There's your money. If you want to keep seeing that, keep doing it. I'm done. So, but yeah, any boy that acted like a normal fucking boy in school, they say they have ADD or ADHD. No, they're a boy. Bottom line, in my opinion, and some of you might disagree, I know I have some friends that go, oh, I really have ADHD. No, you bought the propaganda and went with indoctrination is what you did. You were a normal person that they drugged to try to suppress. That's what the fuck happened. So yeah, Mando, I relate to you on that. It's absolute fucking bullshit. It's criminal what they do to kids in these schools.
Here's the other half to that. My parents got divorced probably when I was in 2nd grade, which is ironically about the time when my alleged ADHD materialized. Shocker. Guess which parent was supportive of me being on that garbage and which one wanted me off of it?
One who has 2 X chromosomes was for it. The one with only one was against it.
You got it backwards, Nate.
Really?
Yeah, my mom, who I was living with, saw the behavioral changes, saw the fact that I was not happy, and she was like, no, there's something not right here. You need to do some actual testing and figure out what's going on. And that twat busman was like, well, I'm a doctor. I'm telling you this is what's going on, and this is the treatment options that are available.
Bullshit.
What the fuck?
My dad, who happened to be an EMS driver at the time, was like, yeah, go ahead and just put him on it. It'll work. Just give it time.
Oh, one of those people. Okay.
Well, my mom's a righty conservative leaning individual. My dad voted for the potato.
All right.
Yeah, that'll do it. By the way, jumping over to Rumble because it is working kind of. For those of you still watching over there, thank you so much. I do appreciate your support. Again, it is under attack apparently, but those of you that are still watching, thank you so much for hanging through. Broken Pine for $10 over there. Just throwing money at us tonight. Test. Yes. I can see your test, so it is working. Mile High Ronan for $5. Remember, you need UK to spell cuck.
Not wrong.
Very true.
There's another word that you need UK to spell. Fornication under consent of.
Yeah. Fuck. Fuckity fuck. Yes. We can say fuck here. They manually review the channel anyway, so fuck them. Anyway, we've got Jackal. Jackal to Fackle. You know what, Jackal?
Yeah.
Really quick, though. Really quick. Change your goddamn screen picture there. I shouldn't have added you. I need you to use a regular fucking thing, because remember what you did to Jimmy's channel? I'm going to need you to unfuck yourself.
Yeah.
All right, Jackal will return as soon as you got a normal profile picture there.
Well, for me, it was when I was in school and I learned that the victors write the history books. And I got the wheels to turning. Wait a minute. What if everything that we've been taught in these history books, what if everything that we're taught on television, on social media, what if it's all fabricated? And even if it's all true, you have room to question them. That's when it, for me, started, when I started questioning everything I was told. Then it moved to, and I won't be a conspiracy theorist, 9/11 and other things that started for me getting the wheels turning. And then the more I studied, the more it all started making sense. And then recently getting in this community, a lot of you guys sewn up a lot of questions I had. But it all started when I learned that they write the history books, the victors, which means there's some implicit bias.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
I have a question for Outlaw.
Yes.
Put Outlaw's screen guy back up. What's that white stuff on the end of your guns?
On the guns?
That looks like chrome.
What has she been doing with the end of that barrel, sir?
In the picture that I use, I think that's supposed to be like engraving on the barrel.
Looks sort of like some dried, crusty white substance. I don't know what that could be.
Harvey's horsey sauce from the beef and cheddar.
It's creamy sauce.
Yeah, cream of mushroom soup.
Maybe it's the donut glaze. Yeah,
it is supposed to be. It's supposed to be engraving, I think, on that gun model on the end of the barrel. But I'd have to go back and find it.
You see what happens when I let a full panel on? You see what happens?
Maybe she did.
Well, hey, you wanted it to be less serious, didn't you?
No, but.
Hey, and I'm steering clear of the dad jokes, Rhino. So.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have any? Go ahead, Crusader.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with Outlaw's picture, pull Outlaw's picture back up. Maybe she was having it. Damn it! She put the pistol on the table when she was having Chinese food and accidentally dropped it in her hot man goo.
Oh, hot man goo! Oh my god!
Or was it the come of some young guy?
I think when I found that gun on the internet, the picture of it, I think it was like an anime gun.
Well, that explains it. Anti-gun.
It was definitely come of some young guy.
It had some designs on it. But
you know what?
Yeah,
you said you did not want this serious.
Okay. Poon platter.
It's not.
That was Mr. Pliskin.
I don't know. I'd have to pull that picture because that picture that you're seeing on there is kind of low res because I've had to Photoshop and then
you've had to play with it.
Splatter.
Nate, that was just nasty.
Oh god.
You're welcome, Outlaw.
I put in an order to the Empire to send me a shitload of badasses and pillage-hungry murder machines, and instead all I got was you cupcake cop clowns and a side order of fuck nuggets. I can tell at a glance at least 50% of you are cocksuckers, and the other 50% are cocksuckers who've never been told to believe in themselves. I'm gonna shove my boots so far and fast up your assholes it'll trigger a geological event. You all reek of poverty and animal abuse. Every breath you take is a stunning endorsement of abortion. You shit stains are a collective masterpiece of failure. You cock goblins circle jerk each other to exhaustion every night. You signed up to get pounded by the Titans and probably cried like sissies when you realized they don't actually have dicks. Your sensitive pussies cried so many tears you could float away on a river of douche canoes. You glitter-toed, cock-wrangling, fairy-tinkle, bag-puffing fuck nuggets are gonna get your collective anal cavity stretched so far apart you'll think you're getting double-fisted by the colossal titan himself. I will reorganize the failure that is all your lies. I will fuck-start your souls. I'll make you mongoloid rock chop and thunder cunt scream harder than your mother's after her fourth failed coat hanger abortion. I'm gonna chop off your shriveled balls, put them where your eyes should be, put a sombrero on your head, and beat you like a piñata. Hell, I'll make you shit so many bricks you'll put the Mexicans out of business. But fear not, because in 3 years, I will turn you cock monarchs into fuck masters of galactic destruction.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Oh my god.
I'm sitting here laughing at Brandon's reaction.
That's what I was thinking.
Awesome.
When he said, "I'm gonna fuck start your souls," man, I about screamed. That
Welcome to the second half of the
God.
show.
I wish that had been R. Lee Emery that actually did that voice, because man, that would have been classic.
He had passed away by the time that dub was made, unfortunately.
Yeah.
so
God rest his soul. He is a missed individual, man.
Okay,
Indeed.
You probably won't have as high of opinion, but even the guy that portrayed Sergeant Slaughter would have done better.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Because he at least sounded like a Marine NCO.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he was one or not, I have no idea. I know he wanted a past tape.
There you go. All right. Before we move on to more enraging topics, once again, did anybody else want to share their red pill, where their mind just got fucked up by, oh shit, here's reality?
Is Jackal back? Where the fuck is that little bitch?
He's back there playing video games. I'm waiting for him to put up an avatar.
He needs a hall pass.
I know I've been. Oh, sorry, Brandon.
I just said he needed a hall pass.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten his hall pass together yet. He's got a video game on the screen. Fucking Jackal. Anyway, Sean, I'm gonna put you full screen. Maybe we can make it through the stream.
I know I have been in it for many, many years, probably like the last couple decades. Over time, I've heard I heard things, but kind of dismissed them as maybe over-exaggerated stories or details or conspiracy theories up until maybe about 2015, 2016, when I started seeing how viciously they're trying to go after Trump. And I was like, something's not right. And then I do my own research and come to find out 90% of it was not bullshit. It's real. I'm about to go whoop that kid's ass if he keeps screaming. If I go away for too long, it's because the cops are here.
On that note.
Oh my god.
All right.
To clarify, I'm
Jackal
not that mean to him.
No.
Sorry, Rhino.
No. Jackal has decided to not comply, which is him saying no, so I'll give him that, but he's going to hang out backstage until he complies. So that might be
Bob Ross was in the Air Force?
Yeah.
We're going to paint a happy little death in the sky by shooting this missile at the
Well, no, here's the thing. He started talking like an absolute fruitcake because he wanted to get himself permanently out of the mindset that he had to be in the military.
Oh, are you talking about Bob Ross?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to paint a happy little death with this missile that's going to paint you red.
God. Speaking of which, though, did you guys see what one of his first paintings, his first painting actually, sold for recently, like 2 days ago?
No.
It was like $7 million.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here's something that some of you guys probably know and others won't, or probably won't know. Did you know Chuck Norris was in the Air Force?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I didn't know
Charles
that.
Bronson.
Do you know what Mr. Norris's MOS was? He was a supply clerk.
Charles Bronson was a waist gunner on a B-17.
Oh,
that doesn't shock me in the least.
Yep.
Oh, look at that son of a bitch. He finally decided he wanted to join the party. Look at that. That's not bad. All right. If he changes it to butts or video games, we got to remove him. But for now, Jackal is safe amongst the panel.
For now.
Wow. Rhino's a pudgy pugilist. Does he even know what a pugilist is?
It's Jackal. It has something to do with the military. He probably knows, and he's probably tried it at least once.
Well,
yeah.
I doubt it. He's kind of a soft guy.
Remember, we did run him through rifle drills a few weeks back.
Right, but
go.
you know, you could tell he was pretty soft. He did well.
Oh, I know.
He did well.
Well, so was Bob Ross. Bob Ross was a medical records technician.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a combat MOS.
No, and he did the drill instructor thing after that. So,
on that
look
note,
at Clint Eastwood.
We have been waffling quite a bit. Let's jump into this. This was sent to us by one of our viewers. So let's go ahead and look at this. Thepostmillennial.com. This is more government, just openly laughing in your face. Massive crowds of parents march in Canadian cities to protest Trudeau. Now, this is Canuckistan. Trudeau Liberals' far-left gender indoctrination in schools.
Yep. And guess who got arrested after they were attacked by Antifa?
Oh, I just said I wanted to correct you. It's Clownida, not Canada.
Oh, Clownida. I like Canuckistan.
Canadian.
Yeah, so do I.
Canuckistan. Yeah. Clownida. It's all the same. All right.
You guys do know what? Hey, I want to interrupt. You guys do know what stan means when it's on the end of a name?
No.
Stan means land.
No.
Yeah, land
yeah,
of.
it means land. So Afghanistan is Afghan land.
I thought it just meant
land
target.
Of blankets.
Nope. Stan is land.
All right. All right, let's get into this article. The 10 million person march, or 1 million march for children, or excuse me, the million person march. Jesus Christ. Now you got me all screwed up. Drew around 10,000 supporters to Ottawa. Well, that's far less than a million, but okay. Wednesday, while attracting a counter-protest that was partly organized by Ontario public sector unions. Shocking. The protest was just one of dozens held across Canada on September 20th in order for parents to demonstrate their opposition and anger to sexual orientation and gender ideology in schools. In most provinces, children under 16 can decide to change their gender or pronouns without the permission or knowledge of their parents. Here is a little Twitter thing here. Loud will drop the volume and just people being angry. But it's 10,000 people or so. There you go.
Well, their bank accounts will be
justifiably pissed off, I might add.
Yeah, their bank accounts
of course.
will be soon
that's
suspended.
another thing, the truck driver thing.
Mm-hmm.
Those present chanted, "Leave our kids alone," in defiance of the school curriculum, of course. Event organizer Kamel El Sheikh told the crowd that gathered in Parliament Hill that new Democratic Party leader Jagmeet Singh challenged him in the street when he looked me in the eye and gave El Sheikh the evil eye hand gesture. He said he stared down Singh and returned the gesture. During this speech, El Cheek said that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Singh bullied the blue-collar freedom convoy truckers, and this white-collar guy is going to make sure you all eat your words, he said. Yeah, and isn't that fucked up what they did during the trucker thing, too? They did. They shut down bank accounts. What was it? What was that company that was complicit in a bunch of bullshit? Was it GoFundMe?
Yes.
It took everybody's money away?
Wiped everybody's
Yeah, GoFundMe and
that was some absolute bullshit.
Patreon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
that
tells you where you shouldn't be putting your money in the future.
If I remember right, wasn't Give Send Go either really pumped up right after that or established right after that occurred as a counterpoint to GoFundMe?
I think you're right.
It was mainstreamed. Yeah, because of it.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Let's look at this really quick. Apparently, this is a little speech here. Let's see what happens.
You need to understand this. Our entire parliament passed Bill C-4 to criminalize anyone who speaks the truth about gender ideology. We have got to require that our politicians turn that around.
It's nice to see people standing up finally and doing something. You know, I don't know how we got this far. Obviously, this is Canada, but they're doing the same thing in this country. I don't know even know how we got this far. Amanda, go ahead and jump in.
Here's the problem, and this is going to be in Canada, Great Britain, here in the United States, every other Democratic or Republican style nation out there. Yeah, you're going to have a vocal group of people that's highly irate about this item or that item, but unless we can get things actually mobilized at high levels, nothing's going to change. I hate to say that, I really do, but we allowed ourselves to get lulled into sleep with all the nice shiny things and all the stuff we were able to accumulate over the years. And now, as you were saying earlier, the economy is garbage. Our politicians are idiots at best. Criminal or straight up criminals at worst. And because we've allowed politicians to write themselves massive salaries and allowed for massive super corporations to do donations to the point where you and I's input doesn't matter one iota to our so-called representatives, nothing's going to change. We can vote these people out. The problem is the next guy or gal that gets in there is going to be just as foobarred as the people that are currently there, because they're going to be just as indebted, in their own minds at least, to the big donor class that got them into the office.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to jump in on you there. I don't like to black pill the audience. So panel, obviously we know the fucking problem. You know, no matter who we put in there, there's corruption right to the core. But rather than being black pill about it, do any of you on the panel have any recommendations, suggestions, or ideas how we unfuck the situation?
Third-party candidates across the board.
Allegedly. Term limits is definitely one. For sure.
Well, no, third-party candidates across the board. If they've got a D or an R next to their name in any capacity, or they were formerly a D or an R, do not support them whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah, but okay, here's my problem. Let's take this another step further then. Most free and fair election ever. What does it fucking matter? Again, I don't want to black pill. But what is the fucking point?
No mail-in ballots, except for military personnel or people that are working in diplomatic situations overseas.
Okay, that's
one other exemption on that: people who are working in a job where they legitimately have to be away. And yes. I'm thinking specifically of folks who work in Merchant Marine.
Of that too.
Well, I'm thinking specifically of folks like the Merchant Marine and over-the-road truckers.
All right.
And train operators, maybe airline pilots as well, but they have a little less. In my opinion, they have a little less wiggle room.
We have a lot of shit in place to take care of that, to vouch for their vote being legitimate.
Yeah.
They've thrown all of it
Crusader, You had a thought there too, sir?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have a very positive way of handling this. You guys are all stating very wonderful points. Now, what we have seen work within the past year, when you see politicians or you see organizations, companies that are backing, supporting, and funding campaigns of establishment politicians that have been in office. Truck drivers refuse to carry their cargo. Owner-operators refuse to carry their cargo. You stop buying things from the companies that hate you. If you look at what Amazon is doing to people, if you look at how Amazon's screwing over different businesses and taking patents and having them modified slightly manufactured in China, or actually fencing counterfeit items, and look at what they do to their people. Stop buying from Amazon. Stop buying things from people who hate you. Because do you know what happens when you start doing that? Ask the people over at Bud Light.
There you go. Solid point.
You do that, you solve that. And Brandon, I got a question for you. Looking at the problem that we had with the the problems that the truck drivers had up in Canada. Now, if those truck drivers were to just shut the trucks off, lock the air brakes, take the keys, and walk away from those trucks, how would they be able to reopen those roads and move those trucks?
Well, they have tow trucks for trucks.
Yeah. Class C's.
It'd take them half a day to clear the roads.
It'd take more than that, I'll bet.
Half a day.
There ain't that many Class C tow trucks in existence.
Up in Canada? I don't know how many are up there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with Chris in the chat, and I hate to be that guy, but I don't see a solution to this. Honestly, I don't see us voting our way out. I don't see us fixing this problem. It's too far deep. I mean, what do you say?
Okay.
Yeah. The number one thing that these. Go ahead, Mando.
I'm going to point something out. Those of you that have been on the Gilded chat for the last year might remember I sent a email to one of the senators in my home state after he made several ad hominem disparaging comments about single men. I have seen no movement on any of the 3 bullet points that I sent him the email on.
Yep.
Probably
never
next.
Saw it, Mando.
Say again.
He probably never saw it.
I don't care because hang on. Here's what's going to end up happening. I'm going to call his office up probably sometime next month and go, hey, on X date, I sent an email with these talking points. I've seen nothing to address any of the points that I mentioned. When is the senator going to actually address any of those points? And if they give me an answer that is not within what I consider to be a reasonable period of time, I'm going to be like, okay, who's his leading primary opponent? Because guess what? I will be supporting that individual as opposed to Senator Hawley.
Oh,
you have
You're
lost.
talking about Hawley? Oh, Jesus.
So
that guy.
If that piece of garbage doesn't actually stand by what he ran on, he doesn't need to be there anymore.
All right.
No, Mando, call me the unique, challenging personality type of individual.
Hey, you're a fucker, Crusader.
Well, depends on how you look
Just a
at
little.
it. Now, what I would do if I were you is I would closely watch that senator's race. And if there is a challenger, what I would do is I would make a point of saving that email you sent to that senator, passing it to the person challenging him in that seat, and tell them to leave your name on, give them a copy of it without your name on it. Say, this is what I sent to Senator Hawley. This is what I addressed to him, X number of months or years ago, and he hasn't done anything about it. He's given me a blind eye. He's refused to answer any questions about it. Please feel free to take this and run on it.
Honestly,
I've got another proposal as well.
All right.
Don't let people vote themselves a raise anymore.
Yes.
If you're on any type of government assistance, doesn't matter who you are, if you're a farmer taking the pick money, or if you're, somebody in a ghetto on welfare, don't give people who take public assistance the right to vote.
Yeah.
Honestly. You should, that's one of the flaws of our system is we give people the right to vote themselves a raise. We wouldn't have these programs, these bread and circuses, if we didn't give people the right to vote themselves a raise. It's it's a big part of our problem. 60% of the United States budget is going to largesse of some type or another, whether it's Social Security, welfare, corporate welfare, cronyism. 60% of our budget is going there. We could get by on a third of what we spend.
Yeah.
But we don't. Because they're buying votes with your money.
I want to ask you all a crazy question. This comes from history. Can anyone tell me what the salary for Congress was when the Constitution was actually ratified?
$0.
Actually, no, it was slightly more than that.
Was it?
No,
it was
does anyone else have a guess? First of all,
it was minuscule. I know that.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
No idea.
Per diem.
Yeah, they were paid for room and board pretty much. They didn't have a salary; they had a room and board allowance.
And the whole thought process was they wanted people who actually wanted to be up there serving the people. They didn't want people up there who were being served by the people.
Right.
At some point.
At that time, Mando, they were all farmers too, remember?
Oh, yeah. I know. They were either farmers, ranchers, or plantation owners.
Yep.
There's a lot of lawyers too.
Well, but they all had some sort of farm, and they had to be there to take care of it. So they didn't want to spend a bunch of time in Washington, D.C. or Philadelphia fucking around for room and board when they could be at home taking care of the crop.
None of the Adams boys had land. They were big time. There's a mixture.
Oh, yeah. And there was at least one of them who he was in it for maybe 2 terms, and when he was asked why he was leaving, he was like, because everyone deserves to have their term of servitude come to an end.
Yeah.
Right.
It was unforgiving at that time period too. Unforgiving. Brutal fucking service.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But then again, I also think we just need to rip out the central air out of the Capitol and the White House, make it as uncomfortable for them as possible, and all of their offices.
And no more wet bars, motherfuckers.
Yeah, how about just nobody over 80, should be in office.
Well, no, hang on, Rhino. If we make their offices equivalent to what Marine Corps staff offices are like, they won't want to be there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's going on over here?
I was just watching you lose control of the show. That's all.
Hey.
Well, this is normal.
It shouldn't be. Anyway, we're going to go to our last break, and then we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon. We've got, speaking of senators, we've got some news here. Again, with them just not giving a fuck. But fortunately, there are consequences sometimes. So we're gonna do a quick break. If you need to refill your beers, empty your bladders, whatever you got to do. And like this guy said, he's not wrong. We're gonna reel this fucker in and not let it go off the fucking rails any more than it already has. We'll see you in a second.
I learned a lot, and I learned that I learned a lot. Anyway, Bo is associated here. Anyway, the point I want to make is I learned so much. I learned Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. What I have to do is I have to continue talking about the things. Come on, man. I came down here because I remember the first bumper sticker I saw. I learned that I got hairy legs that turned blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again. And I learned about kids jumping on my lap. Not kids jumping on my lap. Oh, I'm in trouble. What are we, nuts? Dead. You know, come on, man. Give me a little break here. Get a life. Taking cocaine or not? What do you think? Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You have a problem figuring out what you're from me or Trump, and you ain't black. Come on, man. The corn pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. I can hardly wait to meet with that guy who is the stable genius. Come on, man. I am very willing to let the public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness. Come on, man. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids. Come on, man. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record. I know a lot of weed smokers. Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know, come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Why the hell would I take a test? I am, come on, man.
I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. My children aren't going hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like sizing up? I'm gonna haul him up back chain. Chop his ass up, size it up. I'm gonna haul him up back chain. Chop, 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 chop. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I'll barbecue your ass flat. I will cook your ass up so fast, and I'll tell them, "Oh, I killed a cow out back, baby." You think Christ would eat somebody? He would never do that. I will. I'm ready to hang them up, gut them, and skin them, and chop them up. You know what? I'm ready. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. And that's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first. I swear to God, if it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna get my
What the fuck?
We're back. I'm going to try to reel this in. This last little portion, we're going to try to.
Well, you just fucking sent it off the rails with that, man.
Listen. We lose Jimmy and we gain a panel of waffles. So that's how it goes. We need Jimmy to remind us that waffles are bad.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, Rhino, at least I might be going a little nutso, but at least I'm trying to keep somewhat on the topic you chose.
Fair enough. I'm not going to. I'm not going to put anybody through it. I could play Jimmy's script to remind you how bad.
Don't. I will fucking shut this shit off, and I will leave this panel so fucking fast.
Rhino, half your panel would come and hunt you down if you did that.
I will be in my car coming for your ass in Nebraska
Now they're
or
threatening me
wherever
with
the
a good
fuck
time.
you are.
You see, now I'm tempted. Now I'm tempted.
Tommy likes you. That's why he does it.
No, what he's saying is he's going to Alex Jones you.
Right. I will eat your ass, you leftist motherfucker.
He's gonna eat your leftist ass.
Hang on, I'm not sure you want to phrase it quite that way. Remember, we are talking about the Cougar Slayer.
No.
Well, and
no.
Rhino is not a leftist by any stretch of the imagination. I apologize.
No.
Fuck you, Rhino.
That's all right. Fuck you too. Moving on. Welcome to Friday nights, Brandon. All right, we've got some bullshit going on here with a certain senator. Let's see if we can get that pulled up. If you weren't aware, apparently this is today's news. So this is quite interesting. At least some of the corrupt cocksuckers are getting what's coming to them, but we'll see if anything actually happens, as usual. Let me get myself on the screen where I belong. Everything's all cocked up tonight. I'm not sure what's going on. All the buttons are changing. They're not working right. I don't know.
It's that old ass computer, man.
Yeah, now I'm in a weird spot. I don't like it. I'm backwards or something. That's not right. Oh well.
That's what she said.
Okay, I didn't do it this time, Rhino. Do not blame me.
No,
I did not do that one.
God damn you all. I'm never talking to you motherfuckers again.
Until next week.
All right.
See you next week, buddy.
I'm gonna mute this guy. I'm gonna mute this guy. All right. Now I can talk for a second. Hang on. U.S. Senator, I'll unmute you in a second, you cocksuckers. Just stand by. U.S. Senator Menendez, charged with bribery, says he will not resign. Well, of course he won't. He likes power. Let's see what he has to say here. If this is one of these things that just plays music, though, we're going to stop it. We'll see. If it even loads.
Today I'm announcing that my office has obtained a 3-count indictment charging Senator Robert Menendez.
Oh, God.
His wife Nadine Menendez, and 3 New Jersey businessmen.
Federal prosecutors on Friday charged U.S. Senator Robert Menendez with taking hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes. The New Jersey Democrat's second corruption-related indictment in 10 years. Prosecutors said that in exchange for cash and other items, Menendez used his power and influence as a United States Senator to seek to protect and enrich 3 businessmen and benefit the government of Egypt. Menendez, who is the chair of the influential U.S. Senate Committee on Foreign Relations, said in a statement he was falsely accused and called the charges baseless. His wife denied any wrongdoing and vowed to vigorously defend herself. An attorney for one of the businessmen said the charges had no...
I'm sorry, but that is not an attractive woman. Let's get back to this.
Oh, my God.
Fucking Leatherface.
That's a Jersey bitch.
Merit, while lawyers for the other 2 did not immediately respond to requests for comment. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, described some of the...
This is where Outlaw comes in and does his normal speech. You see, over here, we have a car, and over here, we have some gold with his National Geographic voice. Outlaw, can you do that for us really quick?
As you can see on the board here, we're looking at a vehicle on the bottom right or left. We're looking at a bar of gold on the top right. Some bald-headed black bitch in the screen. We don't know what he's talking about currently. We're going to make sure. You guys stick around. I want to hear what he says.
That's
Like
fantastic. That was perfect. That was
I
fucking perfect.
that like
The
6
items
times on that,
prosecutors assert were used to bribe the Menendez, which contained DNA from businessman Fred
And safe deposit box of Senator Menendez and Nadine Menendez in New Jersey. When they got there, they discovered approximately $500,000 into envelopes and closets. Some of the cash was stuffed in the senator's jacket pockets. And some of the envelopes of cash contained Davies' fingerprints or Davies' DNA.
Williams said they also found gold bars and a Mercedes-Benz. Menendez and his 4 co-defendants are expected to appear in Manhattan federal court next week, according to a spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan. Friday's announcement marks the second time Menendez has faced corruption charges and the third time he's been investigated by federal prosecutors since he entered the Senate, but he has never been convicted. Menendez is up for re-election next year, and an investigation could come.
Jesus Christ, panel.
Okay, I'm going to ask the one.
This just a couple of the year over here.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to ask the one question that was not that I don't remember was actually mentioned on this particular article. Does he have a D or an R next to his name?
Oh, it's a D.
Yeah,
Nothing's going to happen.
It's got to be a D, man.
I think that it's quite ironic that we have a black male talking about a black senator that's accused of blackmail.
Yeah, that is kind of an irony. I'm surprised I didn't catch that one.
Oh, I bet he's all D standing next to that.
Oh yeah.
I just want to get one more look. Just one more.
I don't think Hamster would even curl up between those tatas.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
She's not a ginger. She's not a ginger, so he wouldn't get near that.
It's quite unpleasant.
I don't know. I wonder if she was at one point a trophy wife, but who knows?
The only way she'd be a trophy wife is if somebody was going trophy hunting.
She does look like she's of the older variety.
Not that kind of trophy.
She may look good to somebody like Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder.
Dare I say, cougar age?
No.
Hang on. I actually wasn't making a cougar joke there.
No. See, this is where the mute button comes out. I get trigger happy now. We're not going there. All right. Point is shit's fucked up in this country. Okay. Bottom line. And I mean, like these guys are saying on the panel, they're probably right. Nothing's going to fucking happen because he's got a D in front of his name.
Do you think it
sucks,
is
but
in her face?
Do you think they're doing this to say, "Oh, look, we're going after both parties, so we're going after both DNR"?
Oh, he's
come on, we're being fair, guys.
Yeah,
they're being fair, right? Right.
Yeah, they're picking low-hanging fruit. They've already picked out senators and representatives on both sides of the aisle that they're going to go after for corruption or other charges that would get any one of us hemmed up. They'll make a big deal about it in the media for 3 to 6 months, and then miraculously, before the first vote gets tallied, it'll all disappear.
Yeah,
like a fart in a car window.
He'll get a hung jury just like he did in 2017.
If it even gets to a jury this time.
Yeah.
Bullshit,
honestly,
man.
I think those should be judge only for congressional members. No jury trial.
Yeah.
Because they don't have peers other than those corrupt.
Well, all right.
Yeah. How do you have a peer when you're an elected representative at the federal level?
You don't have peers other than other elected officials. That's why I say they're all corrupt.
The reasonable way.
Fake.
Yeah. The way that would probably be the most fitting way to handle cases like this you would have to have the U.S. Supreme Court actually review and make a judgment on those cases, because it is part of a co-equal branch of government. Government official, and at that point in time, you bring it in front of the Supreme Court, and they would be stripped and removed of any and all pensions, any and all salaries, any and all federal protections. And if it's bribery where they're taking money, strip them of any and all personal assets.
Yeah.
Well, they'll probably do that considering how asset forfeiture hungry the federal government typically is.
Well, not when it's not one of their own, though.
The only problem with what you're suggesting there, Crusader, is it would require a constitutional amendment for that to actually happen. Because we all know Congress isn't going to pass a law that would have them held accountable for anything.
Speaking of fucking hamsters, one got loose in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fourth place trophy.
Those are some nice aviators on that guy. Nice.
Yeah. I don't know where he came from or who let him out of the cage, but yeah, he's running amok over here.
Okay,
His hero.
If that's a golden hamster, they're sneaky little farts. They can get out of just about anything they want to.
Yep.
It's a ginger hamster.
His hero is
definitely
Eric
a ginger
Estrada from Tips.
What
It's
about
true.
Paunch? I'm thinking he's more Paunch than he is. Yeah, well, Eric Estrada was Paunch. Yeah, I'm fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay,
I had
Sean. We like you anyway.
I had a point I wanted to point out, guys, about those two idiots. Did you notice that guy's head is the same shape as his wife's bolt-ons?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well,
round.
You know.
Round. No, just look at it. Compare them, man. They're round.
I'm sure we'll get around to that later.
That's for better motorboating.
Yeah.
But I'm not the only one who had that thought.
My God.
I do have a serious question about this whole deal, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just this particular representative, but all of them in general. How do we actually go about making sure they do get held accountable for this stuff without going to the effort of a constitutional amendment? Because we already know voting is questionable.
Well, we have two choices. We have two choices, Mando. We figure out a way to do it through the legal methods, and we make it stick, or we go to war.
I don't think that last one's actually a valid option at this point.
I think it's
Definitely
not a
the least
valid option
preferred.
ever. I hate the war thing, but I see it coming. I'm agreeing with Pop.
Yeah, same.
One way that we could actually address this is we identify those that continue to support, defend, and promote these individuals. And then, much like dealing with petulant children, you start withdrawing yourself from them and alienating and ostracizing those who support these individuals. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
A good example of that, the episode of South Park with the dog whisperer when he was dealing with Cartman.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
That's as uncomfortable as it is. That is probably the safest way of doing it, because people are similar to dogs and similar to other mammals.
Yep.
We are pack animals. You start alienating and ostracizing people just for supporting this stuff, they will start turning in a freaking heartbeat.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of research to back that up. Unfortunately, you got to have enough balls to stand up and to do that to people.
Well, they see themselves as part of a larger group. You know, they have the numbers. They have, in the cities, they have the numbers. So we are the minority. And they say, the normal frickin', halfway conservative people are in the minority now. We are no longer a center-right country.
No.
Our cities vote left. And
we are, but we are the perceived.
We're part of a smaller group. We are not to be listened to.
Yeah,
we are the perceived minority. We are not the minority.
Well, number one, if you look at voting demographics, 66% of all people in this country that vote left of center have 2 X chromosomes. Okay. They are the quote-unquote genetically predisposed groupthink of the species. Well, that's one way of putting it. Now,
I just coughed.
Once again,
sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I heard something there. Now, if you look at it, when you have about 66% of a population voting one way and one way only due to a groupthink mentality to go along to get along, now when you have a population starting to start to walk away, eventually you're going to notice a proclivity within the XY or the XY community to walk away, the double X chromosomes are going to be the ones panicking, looking for the XYs.
Mm-hmm.
And what the XYs need to do is hold steadfast to, you play the vote blue no matter who, then you can go cry boo hoo because, welcome to Box One in Catland, Billy Von Baum. Great to see you in the chat. If you guys don't know who he is, go subscribe and check him out.
And go fuck yourself, Billy.
On that note, stand by for a few seconds here.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
You're muted.
I'm gonna bring him. Oh God, I am muted. I'm not muted.
Not anymore.
Anyway, no, I don't know. There's a delay. Fuck off. Anyway, sorry about that. We do have another guest. It is the end of the show. We are going to end it pretty soon. But I did want to bring on our special guest. Crusader did in fact hear a noise. Somehow a hamster got loose on the stream. Welcome, Ginger, fucking hamster, to the show, sir.
What do you mean you're going to end the show? I just got here, you bastards.
Well, I'm going to give you some time. What are your thoughts, sir, on what we've been talking about so far tonight?
Shit. You got criminals making the laws, so what do you expect?
Mm-hmm.
This fucking Menendez guy is from New Jersey. Come on now. Come on. Nothing's going to happen to him. They'll vote for anybody that's a Democrat in Jersey. Come on. Doesn't matter who they are. I mean, they'll even vote for Chris Christie, who's so-called Republican. Bullshit. There's no such thing as a Republican in New Jersey. Doesn't happen.
Meow.
Meow.
Indeed.
Oh, how you doing? How you guys doing? Oh my God! It's the sister dater from Alabama.
Oh no!
Oh no! That's a low blow.
Oh, fuck.
That only happens in Kentucky, gentlemen.
Everybody's been taking shots tonight. I don't know what it is.
Well,
or Arkansas.
That's because we love you. We love you, Rhino. We love you, Rhino. Oh yeah, that big toe, the outlaw guy. Who cares?
Yeah, this guy, this fucking guy.
With his sperm gun.
Hold on.
Sperm gun.
No, hold on. Since there's rodents on the
there we go.
stream,
Yep.
I gotta put my rodent. I gotta get in touch with my.
There you go. Your inner rodent.
Oh shit!
He's got big iron on his head.
I have become a squirrel.
Richard Gere got in touch with his inner rodent too.
No, Mick Outlaw, you wish your gun was that big, man. Come on.
Wow.
You're over.
Wow.
Look at all this quality entertainment you get for nothing.
Oh
Right
my
here.
God.
Right.
We're killing Brandon. We're killing Brandon. Look at him,
Every
man.
day we
He's all red in the
He's
face.
like, why the hell did I come here?
He's foaming at the mouth. Oh,
Every day we stray further from God.
Yes.
welcome, Brandon.
Okay, hey,
Even though it's the middle of September, it's fucking 100 degrees every day down here, and the sun is like you step out into hell.
Damn.
Well, hang on.
Texas is hell. Don't ever move here. The food's great, but other than that, fuck this place.
Oh, you're in Texas? Oh God, yeah.
I want to point something out real quick to what Outlaw just said. Yeah, we're getting further from God, but here's the deal: we're already in Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. We're just waiting for the trigger to get pulled.
We're waiting for the aliens to drop their nuclear bomb, just like they did back then. Come on now, you know. You know. I don't have to tell you.
Hey, our after party is joining the actual party, so we're going to let Broken Pine in to give his thoughts really quick, and then we are going to close this up with final thoughts. But the after party will be open. Sorry about that, hamster. I wish we would have caught you sooner, but
I was sleeping.
Regardless.
I was napping. So
that'll do it.
I haven't seen any thoughts yet.
Sorry, guys. I went for a cigar and I'm completely lost.
Don't worry, so are we.
It is a Friday night, and you are here. So,
welcome,
What the
sir.
fuck?
Oh my god!
This
If your life hasn't
the
reached
final.
rock bottom yet, you're here.
Yeah, this is the final stop before hell.
I'm above dirt, so it's
Oh
good.
God. Yeah. Oh boy.
Sad,
All right.
sad thing is, Rhino, I know you said that as a joke, but I think you're not too far from the mark.
Yeah. Yep.
On that note, Broken Fine, did you have any thoughts about the topic tonight? Anything you would want to add to the conversation?
What was the topic?
Yeah, I don't know.
You just go with it.
I just got here. Something.
Just go with it.
Oh, the government
Just
being
go with it.
assholes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah.
normal.
No.
Well, welcome to Canada.
Hey,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
land of Justine Trudeau.
Oh, I had a conversation with a guy today who, first time I ever met him, he's been divorced 3 times.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He
Never learns, apparently.
Oh my God. Like, no, he worked all over the world and like, oh my God. It's just like,
Just couldn't help
dude.
himself.
Yeah. Like, it was like, and he's totally woke. Like or not woke, but he's based. Like he gets like all the colonialism and all the horse shit that's going on in the world.
Right.
Like, but he's just banged his head against the wall fucking repeatedly.
Yeah.
And
Well,
something
you
against
can-
something else too.
You can be red pill. You can be red pilled on societal issues, but still be blue pilled on relationship.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, his third wife is currently like, she's fucked up. He said he spends $2,100 a year on meds for her.
Yikes.
Imagine my
Oh my God, Brandon.
You guys wanted an answer to the assholes, and I have the answer.
There you go.
And you guys call me Ron Jeremy.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
That's impressive.
Heavy artillery.
Look at that big fat butt plug there.
Wow, that red one.
That's
That looked
very
like that
impressive.
hurts.
Yeah.
Making me all warm and horny. Oh my God.
That's permanent injury.
Right in.
In the
This is
after
what you
party,
come to
I
see.
might have to tell you about one of the first surgeries I was ever in on.
Oh Jesus!
All right. On that note, we're
After
going
party.
we're going to close the show. We'll do the after party. Hamster, try to catch us earlier next week. I'd love to have you on again and shoot the shit with you on a show. We still
Okay.
got to get you on for a topic too. I know we were going to do something a while back.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
it just didn't work out. So,
Yeah, well, you know.
but
I was
you know.
sleeping. I'm old.
That happens, man. No worries. All right, we're going to do final thoughts. We'll start with Crusader Nate.
Well, as I said when we started this, I'll say it as we end this. Just another day of living the dream. But we all know nightmares are dreams too, so it's tempered.
True.
But you always have to find something to laugh at. Other people, yourself, the government, you can always laugh back at them. But find something that just makes you happy. Laugh at something. Even yourself, if that's the only thing you can laugh at. But do what makes you happy, and if nobody else likes it, fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Yeah.
And joke them if they can't take a fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Speaking of
Speaking
Tommy,
of jokes.
Ron Jeremy.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Low blow. Your final thoughts, sir.
Yeah, you just fucking blew the wind out of my sails, you son of a bitch.
That's what she said.
Oh, baby.
I will recollect my thoughts in the after party, and I will eat your ass, you leftist motherfuckers.
Wow.
Were those your final thoughts?
No.
Okay.
The final thoughts thing has got to change because we need thoughts, and I have not seen one.
We're
tonight.
not doing that. We're not doing that.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, to
Damn
be
it.
fair, I did see one on Jackal's profile pic. So
Well, yeah, there was that, but
Yeah, that would have got us banned.
Where's
Anyway,
Calliope?
and Jackal really hasn't. Jackal, what's that?
I think
I said, "Where's Calliope?"
It crashed to the ground.
No, I haven't actually.
She won't join us.
Actually,
she won't.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Calliope in a while. Actually, so I don't know.
2 days
She's
ago,
been
she
around.
posted. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been around.
I think she's on vacation.
Which one of them modern
So-
women haven't been around?
No, Calliope's not a modern woman.
Oh my God, he's dripping with misogyny. Oh no.
Tommy. was your final thoughts just that you wanted thoughts? Was that it?
No, actually, I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. Dude, I'm
Thoughts on
12
Join
days
the club.
straight. I'm 12 days straight at work, usually 9 to 10 hour days. I'm fucking shot.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I hear you.
give me a little grace, gentlemen.
We'll leave it at that.
Like a government roll too.
All right, MGTOW Outlaw, your final thoughts this evening.
I pretty much said everything I'm gonna say. So I mean, I'll keep it short and sweet. That's when I first learned. When I've learned that the history is written by the victors, and that's what set it off for me. Questioning everything, gentlemen. Question everything. Don't take anything at face value. There you go.
All right, MGTOW Mando.
First of all, sorry I've been such a pain this
Yes.
week. Very similar to what Tommy's talking about. I've been dealing with some absolute shit shows at work, and I needed to get some humor out there.
Yeah.
Good man.
Oh, good.
As far as the topics, yeah, we're SOL. I don't see a positive way out of this, as much as I would love to say there is one. It's going to get bad before it gets any better.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. Let's go to Sean here. Your final thoughts, sir.
So I was going to bring it up, but then we moved on to another subject when you guys talked about why so many people are just, I guess, having the herd mentality, or they can't think, I guess, critically as we do.
Mm-hmm.
If you look up the Milgram experiment, it actually does provide an explanation why. Like say I think in that experiment, 68% of people under orders from somebody else shock somebody into what would be a lethal dose if it were a real shock.
Yep.
And it's because people just don't think critically. They're just NPCs.
following orders.
Yeah. Well, the 30%, which is us, we kind of go, wait a minute. And you just got to start with wait a minute, or should I?
Yeah.
That's it.
Called conscience.
All right. All right, we're going to jump over to Dr. Trophy Hamster. Your final thoughts this evening, sir.
Trophy hamster. Well, it's a shitty trophy, but it is. Someone said earlier, you just have to find the humor in everything. Well, if you can't do that, drink alcohol. That helps too. I mean, it's easy for me to find humor in things. Clearly, God he's a freaking comedian. Because every time I get up to take a piss, I look down and I'm saying, wait a minute. What the fuck? what the hell happened? He's a jokester, I'm telling you.
That's good. All right. Finally, we've got two more guys. Broken Pine, your final thoughts this evening, sir?
Oh, shit. Stay away from Canada.
Fair enough.
Advice.
And we started off the show with him, so we'll end with him here really quick, and I'll take us out. Brandon Trueblood, your final thoughts this evening, sir.
Well, if you all didn't know, there's other reasons to stay away from women as well. It's been immortalized in poem. There once was a young lady from Purdue who filled her vagina with glue. She said with a grin, if they pay to get in, they'll have to pay to get out again too. Love mode for the win, boys.
All right.
That's excellent.
All right.
Rock
I
and
want
roll.
to thank all of you that watched tonight to the very end. I know that Rumble is screwing up. If you guys were chatting over there and I missed you, please send me an email to Red Pill Rhino. I know we're sophisticated over here at hotmail.com. My Ferrari's parked in the back as well. It came with the Hotmail account. No, but if I missed your chat for whatever reason on Rumble, just send me an email. I'll read your chat on the next show. MGTOW was low on numbers tonight, but we did get a couple spicy ones, I guess, showed up there at last minute. But thank you all for watching again. We will see you next week. Same time, same place. And yeah, thank you again for watching. I'm going to take all these guys out to the backstage. There is a link that I will provide in the chat for you. If you'd like to join the after party, you're more than welcome to do so. Hang out with these guys for a while. And yeah, I will see you guys.
We are the arbiters of this society.
Repeat after me. As a good citizen, we must maintain a neutral carbon footprint. Repeat. Repeat after me. We must eat the bugs. Repeat. Repeat after me. We must eat the bugs. Repeat.
This is a world that we create and manage. The people, they need to be controlled. We will give them truths, but only our truths. They are not to seek information anywhere else.
It is my job to keep order. So what you saw didn't happen. Erase everything.
You a grunt? I used to be one, and I was good at it.
I know. Things were simpler then. I have some questions.
You need to understand, we're being hunted.
By who?
Bring him to me.
This breaks the world.
Your story isn't over yet. There's still a page left.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions. They blocking your vision, but no, you can't listen. That shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're driven.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back? You ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds, talking out loud so proud. You better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south. Never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back.